Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
This is Andy Rowe from RowPaint.com. If you've thought about finishing your garage floor, patio, or business, give us a call. We have dozens of floor coating options to fit a variety of budgets and tastes. From polishing to stone finishes, decorative chips, and more, RowPaint.com is the largest applicator of specialty coatings in the Treasure Valley. Let the official coatings company of the Broncos bring you a 5-star experience and product.
My husband and I are like, we should have done this sooner, and it really changes your garage. Like your garage is just so much cleaner, and it stays so much cleaner. I'm not really sure how that's possible, but it does. And it's literally my favorite room in our house right now. I would definitely recommend Row Paint to my friends, family, and neighbors. The outcome was amazing. The process was amazing. Row Paint was so awesome, and I am highly impressed, and I would use them for other things as well.
RowPaint.com. Power in people, pride in painting.
What? Dude. Fish on.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Canned Cocktails is perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? Happy Thursday. Welcome on into Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com. As always, we're presented by our title sponsor, RowPaint.com. Check them out, those concrete coatings, best in the business. You can transform that ugly-looking concrete slab in just one day at RowPaint.com. So appreciate Andy and his staff, and make sure you check out RowPaint, ROEPaint.com for all your painting needs. And excited for today. We got a big announcement we're going to make in a couple of minutes, or we're going to help some others make a big announcement. And we're going to be a part of this all summer long, and I'm super excited about this, and we'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. So if you're a basketball fan in the Treasure Valley, you're going to be pumped to what we have coming in about 5 minutes. But also, we're going to discuss the recruiting news and the portal news for Boise State basketball. Javan Buchanan has committed to Boise State, has signed with Boise State, over 20 points a game at the NAIA level, and there's more coming. My sources say that another commitment could be on the horizon today, and it's probably a bigger commitment, to be honest with you. So I think if you're a Boise State basketball fan, and those of you that claim to be fans that were freaking out about Leon Rice losing the locker room and everything else that's going on, take a deep breath, because I think by the end of the day, in my opinion, the roster is going to be better than it was maybe even just a couple of weeks ago. So some big-time additions on the way, and I think this team is going to be right there, especially given who departed some other Mountain West schools. They're going to be right there near the top of the top of the Mountain West, if not at the top in the preseason yet again. So you've got Alvaro Cardenas locked in at the point guard. You now have Javan Buchanan, who I think is going to be in the mix to start at the 2, or at least be one of your key contributors off the bench. Is Javan Buchanan Chibuzo Abo? No, I don't think one guy could come in and right away give you the production you got from Chibuzo Abo, but I do think Buchanan and Meadow and Lockett and Keene and all the other guys they have at that spot are going to give you enough that it's going to be close enough to what you got from Chibuzo Abo, to where I think the overall gain of Cardenas over Anderson, and then the next player that probably is coming today over what they had, is probably going to be a net upgrade, in my opinion. So I think Buchanan, I know it seems like a lot of you guys are liking it. I know a couple people are looking at the NAIA level and wondering kind of how that translates. We don't really know. We'll see. But he was certainly a first-team All-American, over 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists a game at the NAIA level. You look at the stats, can get to the rim, can shoot the three ball. Again, at 6'7" from the guard position, I think does a lot of things. So I get it. I know some people aren't going to fully be sold because he's coming from the NAIA level, and there's always multiple questions with that. Well, why was he at the NA level to begin with? And so, but I will say this. He visited Nevada before he came to Boise State, and he went to Texas Tech. Right after Boise, he went straight to Texas Tech, and Texas Tech apparently offered some pretty good money at him in the NIL game, and Boise State was still able to get it done. And by the way, shout out Travis Hawks, the Blue and Orange store, some other businesses, local boosters connected to the program. Like, they really stepped up, folks. Like, my understanding was this is big time NIL money for a program like Boise State to get not only Javan Buchanan, but who they're going to be hopefully getting announced today. And so Two players that are going to make big impacts on this team that boosters stepped up and really made happen. So Crash says the fact that we beat out Texas Tech for him says a lot. I totally agree. Another good day for Bronco Nation. Yes, I believe it's going to be. Crash says he gave up on him when he went on the Texas Tech visit, although he can be impressed why he wouldn't be too surprised with Lubbock. But, hey, nothing against Lubbock, but again, when you are looking at guys, you look at other schools they were looking at and how that's all going to work out. And the fact that he, again, picked Boise State over a Big 12 school like Texas Tech, I think does say a lot. And so, again, over 20 points a game. Is he going to score 20 points a game next year at Boise State? Obviously not. But if he can get you anywhere in that 7 to 10 range, and then you get, an increase from Meadow and some of these other guys, again, I think the roster is really starting to come together nicely, and I think it's going to be looking even nicer at some point today. I know I said yesterday, it was going to be a great day, and when some folks saw this, they kind of thought that's all I was talking about. But no, there's a part 2 to this that another player that is committed that should be announced today. And again, I don't like stealing these kids' thunder. I'm going to let the kid make the announcement himself, but it's a pretty big deal, I think, when it's all said and done. Sky says Leon hits one over the fence with Javan Buchanan. I agree. Javan shot 35% from deep. Isn't that as good or as Buzo or better? No, Buzo was up near 40% from three, so you do lose a little bit. I'm not trying to hype this up as a 1-for-1. You certainly lose a lot when you lose a Chibuzo Abo to USC, and that he's going to be really tough to replace. But I just think the other upgrades they're making around him, plus the collection of guys that are going to be at his spot, I just think you're going to probably get a net upgrade when it's all said and done. But you're certainly missing a lot of defense with Roddy Anderson, and you're missing a lot of defense with Chibuzo Abo. So I do think that, I'm not trying to hype this up as just some great 1-for-1 trade. No, Abo is certainly a loss, no doubt about it. But I do think that Buchanan's an intriguing guy that, again, at least one other high-level Mountain West school wanted in Nevada. Steve Alford, I think, knows what he's doing, and he wanted him. And then Texas Tech wanted him as well. So I think that's a good get for Boise State. And when you hear the schools that were involved on the player that's coming likely today, you're going to maybe drop your jaw even more. So we'll see what happens here. And no, it's not Bronny James, by the way. Folks keep saying that because of the connection with Andrew Meadow and his high school team and Nike. It's Bronny James is not coming to Boise State, so we can just put that rumor kind of behind us. Perry says intriguing prospect, sounds like a great kid. Folks are a lot of excitement here. Good morning, Bronco Nation. Excited. One day stronger. Welcome to the family, Javan. We'll get back to this in a few minutes here because we have our special guests that are dialing in, and we're going to make some big time announcements here. And then we'll see if in the next 20 minutes or so there's any other news in the portal or if this becomes public, and we'll keep this going in a little bit. But we are going to be joined momentarily by our first guest to help make a cool announcement here. I do want to thank a couple of our sponsors first. Cutwater Spirits, more than 35 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails. You can pick one up at your local gas station or grocery store. Perfect for your next game day tailgate. Cutwater Spirits, our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. ROEpaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. And again, whether it's the interior, exterior painting of your home, whether it's those concrete coatings, just touching up the siding a little bit, let the professionals at rowpaint.com help you out. And again, as someone has used them in a variety of different projects around our house, highly recommend the folks at rowpaint.com. ICCU.com, they're helping guys like Tyson Degenhart stick around with the NIL money they're throwing up there. So return the favor. Go switch your banking over to ICCU. Again, the Raines family has made this switch. We're so happy we did. We wish you had done it sooner because of how easy it is to transfer money online, and the app is just the easiest online mobile experience I've ever had. at Idaho Central Credit Union. So ICCU.com, they're helping us with our home mortgage as well for our new house. So all your banking needs, check them out, ICCU.com. And speaking of our new house, Matt Bauscher and his team, Bauscher Real Estate. Again, I tell you every day, but I know the stats say he's number one, and I've found out firsthand the last month or so why he is. The attention to detail and the stuff that he's asking for and these counter offers and things. Matt Bauscher certainly is right there at the top. And BauscherRealEstate.com, 243-8222. Check them out, BauscherRealEstate.com. And our friends at Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. 14 locations around the state of Idaho. Make sure you check them out, shopridleys.com. Again, that Skip app, you can get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line. And we're very appreciative and thankful of our friends at shopridleys.com. I mentioned Bauscher Real Estate, Matt Bauscher. He may be connected in a way to what we're about to announce here. Let's bring on our first special guest. And you know him, you love him. He was a star for you, I believe, the 2016-2017 Bronco team. James Reed. How you doing, James Reed? Welcome to the show, man.
BJ, I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me. It's exciting to be coming on at such an exciting time to be a Bronco and part of this program that, you know, in this crazy day of college sports and college basketball is clearly using the craziness to get better. And that's exciting to see. And yeah, excited to kind of find ourselves here announcing in the middle of it.
Yes, this is we've been talking for over a month during the Mountain West tournament, even before, like, when was the right time to announce this? And we wanted to we thought it was better to get through the season, maybe even get through spring ball. And all the ducks are in a row. All the contracts have been signed. The fees have been paid, and we are ready to make a pretty cool announcement here. But before we do, I mentioned you played, obviously for Boise State. You transferred in. Like, just talk about what you're up to these days, and what's life like for James Reed. Let's keep the suspense going just a minute longer here.
Yeah, no, life is so right now I'm living down in Little Rock, Arkansas, and a lot of time has been spent on what I'm excited to announce here shortly. But I've also been, since I've been at Boise State, I've been coaching pro basketball the last couple of years down in New Zealand, in the NBL with the New Zealand Breakers. And then this year was working with some guys individually, doing some player development, individual coaching type stuff. And this is all in addition to my full-time job. So safe to say we're plenty busy down here, but it's all good things. And honestly, this project comes from the heart. And so it's been really enjoyable to work on, and get to announce it with you and with Bronco Nation today.
Little Rock is super underrated, Nate Staley says. So, all right, well, we got multiple announcements to come from this, so let's not try to steal all the thunder in the first answer here. But generally speaking, the first announcement as to why this is all coming together, what you're talking about, what do we got going on coming up down in Texas in July?
Yeah, so we'd like to excitedly announce that the TBT is coming to Boise, and excited as well that this is a team of full Bronco alumni and guys that played and sweated out in the blue and orange. And quite honestly, BJ, a really exciting group too. I've spent the last 6 months building a whole business around how to make this happen. And we're going to be in Boise for a training camp in July, which will be highlighted by something I'll get to shortly. And then we go down to Houston. So like you said, we are officially in the basketball tournament this year, and our first regional games will be July 19th down in Houston.
Super excited for this. Again, there was a team once a Bronco a couple of years ago, James, but I believe that you have put in a ton of effort on this, a ton of work on this, and I believe this is going to be a much better, and again, nothing negative against the guys previously that were involved. Some of the players might even be the same, but I think from an organizational and preparation standpoint, I'll just say it if you don't want to say it. From what I've seen the last couple of months, James, you've put a ton of time and effort into this, and I think folks that were aware of the team 2 years ago, it's going to be night and day in terms of the interest from the players, the commitment level, hopefully from the community for what you got going on. You said you've been working on this for a long time, man, and I can tell because I think you've really put a nice plan together here to make this thing work.
Well, yeah, no, I appreciate it. I think to your point, I think you got to crawl before you walk. And after realizing how much work goes into doing this and doing this well, I think it's a testament that this is the second time this team technically will have come together. But I'm proud to have gone about it in a way where our roster is better. It is exclusively Broncos, and we have the ability to this effort for me comes from a couple of places, but first and foremost is I want to put together a team that can go win this thing. I mean, this is a pro basketball tournament where the winning team takes home $1 million. And in order to do that with former Broncos, you have to shoot a pretty good percentage when you're out there recruiting these guys and on the phone with them. And I'm excited to say we've done that. And, as we kind of get towards, how Bronco Nation will learn about the roster itself here in a moment. But yeah, really excited that these guys are interested and happy and excited to come back to Boise and be a part of this whole effort, because it's not only about putting together a TBT team that goes down to Houston and competes to make a run, but it's also about developing this asset, this team for Boise State, for the community. And I think you'll see that here in a moment.
I told you doing this live would be better than doing this on tape for multiple reasons, but I said one of them was the comments that are coming in, and all the comments, the folks that are super excited about this. Nate says it's a short drive from him over in Austin. People are fired up about this. Nate does say if you need a manager or towel boy, he is available to come over. But we're also getting a ton of guesses here on who the players are going to be. We will get to that in a second. But our next announcement, super excited about this, and this is maybe even going to be a cooler experience, cooler thing for fans than, turning on ESPN or whatever and watching you guys in the tournament. And by the way, James is the head coach and the general manager. So, James, you get to deal with trying to figure out playing time for these guys. Good luck when we get there. But we are also excited to make our second announcement, which I will take some credit for the name. Let's make sure we get that out there. Me and James talked about this. He asked me for a name. I threw out an idea and it stuck. Tell us about it. The what I think is probably arguably the coolest part of this is you guys need to raise some money, and you got a pretty cool way of doing it.
Yeah, so we've big part of this whole deal. You talk about this with the program and Leon and the guys you're recruiting, and it's exciting, and everyone's got a bunch of great ideas. My strategy with it was to focus on one. Find the best idea that can serve all the purposes that we need to, and do it at the highest quality level possible. And that is the Bronco Legends Classic. And so during this time for our training camp in Boise, we've put together an event, an unprecedented pro basketball experience really in the state of Idaho. And what this will be is a 3-point contest that will be bracketed with current and former players. Same with a dunk contest. You'll have a mix of players there. And then we're going to play a team of local pros in a full 4-quarter TBT style game. Now, quick aside on the TBT front, this is the home of the Elam ending, where at 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, points are added to the team in the lead. And instead of having a back and forth foul and free throw contest to finish a basketball game, you play to a score like you do in the park, like you do at open gym. And the tagline is that there's a game winner every game. So this event, which is going to be July 17th at 6 p.m. at Bora High School, will be a bracketed 3-point contest, a dunk contest, and a full TBT game. And I have worked my tail off to keep tickets at $10. My goal with this event, BJ, and for everyone that's out there listening right now, is to pack this gym out, because this is not only to get to see some of the best players Boise State's put on a basketball court in the last 10 years. It's also to see other high-level, world-class players from other parts of the valley. There's also an opportunity where, now I've got to be careful with how I say this, but I've been in conversations with TBT about potentially having Boise be a hub for TBT for the Northwest region. And so what that would mean is a year from now, instead of going to Houston for this game, we'd be going right down the road. And not only would we selfishly get a home court advantage with this, the community, the basketball community, the state of Idaho gets 8 days of pro basketball in the heat of summer, kind of right before we all tune into the blue field.
Yep.
And I think that as excited as I am about building a team to go compete in this tournament, and as excited as I am about what this can be for Boise State, the program, and us as alumni, I am really excited about this event for the hoops fans and the kids and the youth of this community, because you're going to,
Yes.
for cheaper than it is to go to a fast food meal these days, you're going to get to have an awesome experience that night in July in Boise.
Now, I think you skipped over. I mean, let's go talk about this game for a second before we get to our next special guest here. You're saying you're saying the TBT team will be there, so you're going to get to see some of these guys that are this whole team. You're going to get to see the guys that are on this team that have been Boise State players in the last 10 to 12 years, whatever it is, in person in a game. You get to see them in a 3-point contest, and some of these old timers that can still dunk will get up into a dunk contest as well. But this is also going to be involving the current team. So the Tyson Degenharts of the world, the newcomers, the Javan Buchanans of the world, the current team will be also involved in the 3-point contest, in the dunk contest. And you didn't say this, but I know you're working on it. I'm going to make it happen one way or the other. I'm going to put you on the spot. A Legends bracket as well. The 3-point contest could also include guys like Abe Jackson and Matt Bauscher and Nick Duncan and former legends that are maybe not still playing, but are at least in the Boise area. So you're literally talking about a collection of the greatest talent, theoretically in the history of Boise State basketball, or at least in the last 25, 30 years, current, past, and then your legends still coming together under one roof on one night to kind of celebrate Boise State basketball and this team and raise some money. I think this thing has a chance to be absolutely epic. And James, we're going to try to broadcast at least part of it on Bronco Nation News for folks out of town. We're going to need to sell this thing out first. Until we sell it out, we ain't coming to broadcast it because we don't want people to decide to watch it instead of coming in person. But if we can sell this thing out, we will do a live broadcast on Bronco Nation News of this event and get players to come over and hang out. And like I said, whether it's Matt Bauscher to Chris Lockett, the freshman point guard, it's going to be a collection of Boise State basketball history, and I think it's going to be a pretty cool night.
Yeah, no, absolutely, BJ. And a shooter might change job titles, but a shooter never gets worse at shooting. And so we'll see what we can do on that veteran legends bracket. But no, this is, the way I see this is really an extension of the program we love. Having spent time, at Boise State in, being recruited in high school, to then playing there, to then going to coach there for a couple of years, and now having the life capacity to put something like this together that, truly is an extension of the program. Because what wakes me up about it, this is not an income source for me. This is about my love for the program and my appreciation for what it did for me at different junctures of my life. And that is the best part, is me, a Bronco fan, gets to see the Broncos we haven't seen yet, gets to see the Broncos we've seen and love, and are so grateful that, Tyson and Omar and these guys have decided to invest in the program like this. And then you get to see us old heads too, who, like myself, in a different chapter, but we talked yesterday, we've got a lot of guys right now that are playing really high-level basketball outside of the States. And, it's not on FS1 and it's not on ESPN because of, the geographic constraints there. But I'm really excited to kind of shine some light on what these guys have done in their careers abroad, because it's big-time stuff and it deserves to be celebrated.
Jordan says today feels like Christmas. Let's go. Robbie says, no way. That's awesome. Epic. Folks are super pumped about this. Wait, dunk contest on the old drop-down rims at the Bora Gym. What heavies will you be inviting to dunk? Let's see. This sounds amazing. More great sports in the Treasure Valley. So a lot of people fired up about this. Let's make our final announcement of the day. But one of the things we are going to do, we have agreed kind of into a marketing partnership here, so to speak, James, where every Thursday, ideally, is the goal at 9 a.m. for the next 8, 9, 10 weeks leading up to this event in July. We will be bringing on one of the members of the team to announce their participation in the tournament. So we are going to help week by week add to this roster and kind of continue to build the hype for this team moving forward. So should we bring on our first participant?
Yeah, I think it's about time we get done jibber jabbering and give the fans what they're looking for.
Our first participant in the tournament, you know him, you love him. Let's welcome Justinian Jessup to the TBT tournament. Once a Bronco. Justinian, excuse me, man. I know it's early morning or over there in Germany or whatever time it is. Appreciate you making this work live in Germany to join us right now. Congratulations, man, on your success. And it's awesome you're doing the tournament team here, man. How's it going?
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me on. I'm super excited to do this summer, as JR was kind of talking the last couple months. Yeah, man, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to get to Boise again in the summer and play some good hoops, show up for the community and whatnot. And so, yeah, thanks for having me.
What does this mean to you to be on this team, to be with former Broncos, and as you just mentioned, to have a full week in Boise and a chance for you with Boise State fans in the stands again at Bora High School to get to see you play?
Yeah, it means a lot. I think Boise definitely holds a special place in my heart, having lived there and also playing there for 4 years. I usually come back in the summers and just work out, hang out. So to get to do this and not only just work out, but be with other Broncos and also do something for the fans, the community that supported me and JR, while we were playing. It's going to be special. I'm really excited.
What was it about James's pitch to you? What was it about, this time around, now that it's worked out for you timing wise, or just why did you want to be a part of the team right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think the last couple of years, obviously when they did it a couple of years ago, I was doing summer league stuff. That's kind of how it's been the last, my first 2 years as a professional. But, just with the guys that he's been saying that are going to come, that, the team that we got this year, that's kind of what excites me, is playing with those guys. And also, that in itself is gives us a chance to actually go win, like you said, so yeah, that was kind of the biggest thing.
Now, we can't give away the roster. As I said, every week we're going to announce a different player. We got to hype this up. But the quality of guards you guys have, I mean, all people need to do is just look at the guards that have come through this place in the last and the wing players in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I mean, you guys are going to have one heck of a squad here. James, I know you guys are trying to raise some money, and this is obviously going to be the biggest thing, but there's also some other ways in terms of a GoFundMe account, which we'll get the link on social media now that this has been announced, and some sponsorship packages. James, why don't you just talk about the financing part of this?
Yeah, no. So first and foremost, the number one thing you can do to help us out is put your butt in that seat in July. It's $10. The ticketing's all set up. You can
just sold the ticket, by the way. Somebody already bought a ticket. So you're already, here we go. We've already started.
Guy, we love to see it. We love to see it. So that's number one. Number two is we have a GoFundMe set up. Maybe you don't live in Boise. Maybe you won't have the ability to come to this game. Maybe you want to help us in addition to your $10 ticket. Look, this thing takes a village. It takes a village from our perspective, planning it and building it. It takes the players' interest and investment to come be a part of this. And then it takes all of you to help make this happen. So we have the game. We have a GoFundMe that we will blast out on all of our socials, which are Once a Bronco on Instagram and Once a Bronco TBT on X. And then if you have local businesses or a local business interest, we've got sponsorship packages built that are associated with the TBT team, because we've got available jersey sponsorships for this game that will be on Fox Sports family of networks. And then we've also got sponsorships around the Bronco Legends Classic. So kind of two avenues there. If you or someone you know has a business interest in being a part of this and wants to capitalize on all of the exposure for the next 12 weeks, this time in Boise, and then the run we go make in this tournament, please get in touch. I'm not hard to get a hold of, and look forward to really hoping that today can be the first domino in this momentum to make this happen and stand this thing up to be an annual deal that ideally a year from now we're playing our TBT games in front of you too.
Yeah, and that would be amazing. I mean, a guy like Justinian Jessup getting to suit up again in Extra Mile Arena for a game, Justinian. I mean, just coming back for this game is cool enough, but I think we got to get that done to happen next year. James, as you put the roster together, you had a lot of players you could have chose from. I know you've seen Justinian, followed him from your coaching days and stuff, but I mean, what was it about Justinian that he needed to be on this team?
Well, I mean, look, when you want to put together a team of former Boise State players, there's not a very long list of the top guys you're after. And so we've done a great job putting together the team from this wider perspective. But, a guy like Justinian, a former NBA draft pick who's played in the NBL in Australia, the Bundesliga in Germany, the ACB in Spain, and has really just continued to get better. I'm excited for him selfishly as his friend and as a former coach and teammate of his, and where his career's at right now. I think he's just hitting his stride, and I think a good offseason where you have the right team environment, the right workout environment, the right voices in your ears that are the, you know, the accelerator to those next steps, which him and the rest of these guys, you know, I'm biased, but there's still a lot they can get better at too. And I think that this opportunity is a part of that. So for him to be involved is big time for us, but it's really big time for the community to get to watch this guy play some hoops in Boise and then again in Houston.
Justinian, you know, obviously, you know, you're in a very small list of guys that have been drafted out of Boise State. Yeah, you're part of that club. I'm sure you still have that dream, but you've been chasing it in other areas and doing things. I know you had the injury last year, and like I said, now you're over in Germany. What maybe just fill folks in on your career at this point and how you're doing. I know you're playing tremendous over there right now. Maybe some of the best basketball you've played. Just where are you at basketball wise, and tell us about the league you're playing in, and just fill everybody in.
Yeah, so post Boise State, I did 2 years in Australia with a team called the Illawarra Hawks. I did summer league twice with the Warriors, and then after that, I was in Spain last year playing in the ACB, like JR said. And then for this past year, I was in New Zealand. I played 2 games for the Breakers, actually, that, you know, James Reed used to coach, and I had an injury, and so I've been actually out for the past 5 or 6 months with a hip injury. And this team in Germany called while I was injured. They're like, hey, we also had an injury. We need to sign somebody. And so it actually worked out perfect timing that as I was getting healthy, you know, I was able to come in and fill a spot that they needed. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at right now in a place called Ulm, about an hour away from Munich, Germany. We're 4th on the ladder right now. Have 3 games left before the playoffs start. We're playing really well. So, yeah, that's kind of just a snapshot of what's been going on the last 4 years in terms of basketball. Yeah.
We've had another Bronco 130 here. Just got my 4 tickets. So ticket sales are off and running. Folks are asking about the ticket sales. We'll get the link up specifically online. But right now, here's the QR code. If you came in late or missed it, if you're watching on your phone, obviously that makes it a little tougher. But you can go back on YouTube and on your computer, your TV, and then use this on your phone to scan the QR code for the tickets. $10 tickets. And what do we have, James? Probably 2,000, 2,500. I mean, this is going to be we're going to try to pack this place, but it's not like we're playing this game at Extra Mile Arena here. So if you're thinking of going for tickets, you probably don't want to wait.
Yeah, so Bora High School can house the 2,500 Bronco fans that we need here. So 2,500 is what the principal at Bora's allowed me to put in there. So we're going to try and use every last one of those seats.
Justinian, the 3-point contest here. I mean, you're obviously a legend from the 3-point line, record holder at Boise State. But I mean, you know, guys you were chasing, the Abe Jacksons of the world and Nick Duncan. I mean, all the current players. Like, what kind of a cool deal here for the 3-point contest to mix some generations of Boise State basketball here.
Man, super cool. I'm so excited for that. And man, I think we need to have a vote if JR is going to join us. You know, people. Let's not forget he was a sharpshooter as well, you know, so might have to put him on and, yeah, show out a little bit.
I think I was asking James if he was going to be a player coach, and he said, no chance. There's 10 better guys than me. It's going to be hard enough to be the coach. But I think something like the 3-point contest, we need to get James out there for sure.
Yeah, just stand there and make some threes. That's what he's good at.
Come on, James. What do you say?
If there's no empty seats in that thing, I will shoot as many as you need me to shoot.
There you go. We got to sell this thing out. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, every week we'll announce another player leading up to the game. But again, there's sponsorship opportunities. There, you know, the easiest way is just go pay $10, go buy your tickets for your family. Again, the game is on, it's in July, and there's some other events, right? I don't know that you're doing, James, or at least a practice, a media day. Like the whole team's going to be in town for a couple practices and stuff, right?
Yeah, training camp will be, you know, we'll get into this, I'm sure, in the times that come, but we'll be in Boise for 4 days there where we do our training and prep for the tournament. You know, we'll be in the community in a couple of spaces I can't quite say yet, but they are in place, and really focused around the training and getting ready to go play. And you know, part of our sponsorship as well is opening that door up for people to come watch us train and watch us practice and get ready for this game and tournament. And then this Bronco Legends Classic, this is a exciting opportunity. It's also something that, you know, your kids, their friends, like, after the game, this is autographs, this is pictures, this is a community event. And so, you know, there will be so many opportunities in this time we're in Boise to see these guys, and I'm just really excited to.
Yeah, we didn't mention that part of it, but $10 gets you the 3-point contest, the dunk contest, the game, which you mentioned some other local legends. I don't know if you have any of those names you can say or what type of player we're talking about, but some other guys either playing pro ball that are originally from Boise. That's going to be kind of a, I don't want to say Globetrotters versus Generals matchup, but I mean, that's another formidable roster, I think, of some guys that they're going to have some interest as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And working with Roberto Bergeson, the Bronco legend, the Boise, Idaho grassroots legend, to build that roster. And actually, right now, the plan is 2 weeks out from the game, we'll announce what that roster will be. And my goal with that is twofold. It's to get the best players we can, and it's to connect to as much of the community and the valley and the state as possible. Because, you know, as you know, BJ, I started my career down in Twin Falls at CSI and, you know, really got spoiled with that experience to start my college basketball career and got to see how much love for the game there is in this state and this community. And so, yeah, really want to connect to, you know, a national championship program out in Caldwell and a world, you know, really a worldly respected program in CSI and NNU. And so, yeah, really going to try and build that roster up as well as I can to not be the Washington Generals. And I got confidence in Berto to make that happen.
Well, our first announcement, Justinian Jessup will be playing in the TBT tournament with Once a Bronco. Super excited for this. Justinian, I guess final thing for you. What's the sales pitch for you, I guess, in terms of hoping folks come out and buy tickets for this game and donate any way they can? And I know that there's a lot of expenses. James, you guys already fronted the entry fee to the tournament, which isn't cheap, and then you've got to pay for travel, for all these guys to get to Boise and then to get down to Texas for the regional and hotels, and there's a lot of things involved in this. This isn't like you're doing this so these guys can just line their pockets with money here. I mean, what James, for you is do you think of Boise State fans? Why should they be intrigued and wanting to be part of this?
I think this is a way you support the program we all love. I think that, in this new era of college sports, the vast majority of these guys didn't experience NIL. When you go through college with some Aussies who had lower cost of attendance checks than Americans and had to figure out ways to cover bills, it's like, you know what? Not only is this an opportunity to see this team, support this TBT effort, and help the program out while you do it, but no one here is getting paid off of this. This isn't a covering expense effort that we need you guys' help for, point blank. So every dollar is appreciated, and know that, and we hope to get to celebrate it all with you on July 17th at Bora High School.
Melinda Draper at Heard of the List just got my 4 tickets. We'll spread the word to all my season ticket holders here. Sell out. Justinian, final thing for you. Hype up the fans here. I mean, why do we need to pack this place, and just what kind of basketball are we going to see that night and with this tournament team here?
Yeah, no, I second what JR said. Obviously, it supports the program. Bronco basketball is definitely trending in an upward direction. We all see that, just with the tournament appearances, the players that we're getting each year. But I also think there's a aspect of nostalgia, with the 3-point contest, the dunk contest, Abe Jackson, Nick Duncan, myself, just current guys, like bringing all these eras of Bronco basketball together. I think that, that's only going to be one night. So I don't know. I wouldn't want to miss out on that, especially if I'm a Boise State basketball fan. So there's my pitch.
Totally agree. That was well said. You hit all the bullet points that James sent you beforehand. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited, James, that we get to be involved in this as well. I know you got some other stuff planned, but we are hoping, again, we want to make sure this thing sells out first, so we're not, having people that don't want to come. But my goal would be to sell this thing out, and then somebody mentioned a pay-per-view. I mean, I don't know about that. We'll see. But either way, in some capacity, to be able to film this thing, even if it's one crappy webcam at midcourt, to be able to show fans, this, and get some interviews with the guys during the game. I'm sure there'll be a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. It's going to be a fun night at Bora High School, and so I'm really hoping we can sell this thing out, and then we can figure out a way to live stream this. That would be really cool for families that can't make it and fans all over the world. But it's going to be awesome. And James, I appreciate you for wanting to team up with BNN here to help make this, and we're going to do our best to help sell this thing out and promote this. And every Thursday, again, around 9:00, we're hoping to have another member of the team come on and kind of keep this excitement going. It should be a fun couple of months, culminating with a really fun week or two here in Boise and in Houston, James.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And BJ, we appreciate you partnering with us. And there's so many people, you don't have time to thank every one of them. But what I love about the Boise community is how tight it is. Got people that I knew as a player and as a coach. I'm not having to knock on new doors. These aren't cold calls. These are people you've got relationships with who are good-hearted in a way, that are investing time and investing money to make this happen. And I'm just humbled by the interest and the support, because that's why this wakes you up,
Well, get the GoFundMe information out on the socials. We'll make sure to retweet it on BNN, and we'll get it out there, posted ourselves as well. Justinian, best of luck finishing up the season there, man, and good luck in the playoffs. And looking forward to seeing you back hooping in Boise, man. It's a long time coming. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be seeing you guys soon. James, we'll probably be having you on periodically as well with these new guys as we announce the team. But appreciate both of you guys for coming on, and it's awesome news for Boise State basketball, the city of Boise, and really looking forward to this the next couple of months. Appreciate it, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
BJ.
BJ.
There they are, Justinian Jessup and James Reed. Some awesome announcements. Really excited for this. And again, we'll get all the social media QR codes, all that stuff out here. But some big time names to announce here moving forward. And again, it's going to be the Bronco Legends Classic, 3-point contest, dunk contest, a full game, July 17th, 6 o'clock at Bora High School. And again, I have no real role in this, but I can try to persuade James as much as I can on some of this. And I think the 3-point contest has a chance to just be one of the coolest things that anybody's done in a long time around here. And heck, if we got somebody that, I don't know if Abe Jackson can still throw it down or not, he can get in the dunk contest if he wants to. Who cares? But, I think that this has a really cool opportunity for if you're a fan and you've watched this team, especially the older folks that have seen the teams from the 90s and seen this team kind of build up, I think you got a chance to see some of your favorites out there hooping it up again. It's going to be really, really cool. So I agree. It's probably better to get an all-star team to play them instead of trying to get the Bouchers and Abe Jacksons of the world in a pickup game. Not sure they'd make it down the floor more than a couple of times, but I think this is a perfect way to do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, there's going to be some GoFundMe, going to be some different ways that you can, a lot of opportunities to help and be involved this week. And so again, $10 for the tickets, and we'll have more information coming on the GoFundMe. You can check our social media and stuff as well on that. 2 more tickets sold. Nathaniel says, I just got tickets for myself and my dad. So let's see how quickly we can get this thing sold out. The quicker we can sell it out and get the interest going, the quicker that we can maybe add some things and make it even bigger and better than it was already supposed to be. So appreciate James and Justinian for jumping on. And again, every Thursday, we will be making announcements on different players that are playing in this tournament, so make sure you are staying tuned for that. Want to thank a couple more of our sponsors. Lithia Ford of Boise, lithiafordboise.com. Again, more news coming today for Boise State basketball. Hopefully, we'll talk about that in a second. But Lithia Ford Boise, go online, lithiafordboise.com. You can view their full inventory of vehicles. You can do what the Raines family did. We had a couple we liked. We saw them. We did all the research, went in, test drove them, made the process so much easier, found the one we liked, and we were on our way in a couple of hours. Lithia Ford Boise. They got NIL deals with 6 Boise State student-athletes, including 4 football players. Return the favor. Your next vehicle purchase, make it at Lithia Ford of Boise. Taco Bell, they're doing a lot as well. Go in there and eat some Taco Bell. The new slushies and things they got. The kids love the cheesy roll-ups. $1 for a cheesy roll-up. I mean, and they got some great deals and prices going on at Taco Bell. You can feed the family for like under $10. Believe me, I do it multiple times a week. TacoBellWorks.com. SON Management, the Nicolason family. They're hiring too. So in addition to the food being good, they're hiring. And if you want free food while you work, and you get half your wages the very next day after your shift, I highly recommend looking into a career at Taco Bell. And again, TacoBellWorks.com. The Blue and Orange store, I mentioned all these new commits, the NIL money. There's a lot of local businesses stepping up to help out, and one of them is the Blue and Orange store, theblueandorange.store.com. Free shipping, any order over $40, or you can go into the Boise Town Square Mall there on the 2nd floor next to Pro Image. And we're talking jerseys, caps, bumper stickers, car flags, the Ashton Genty Heisman shirt, all the new NIL shirts. They got it all. Check them out, the Blue and Orange store and theblueandorangestore.com. And if you're looking for a job, Taco Bell's a good one, but the trucking industry is a good one as well. You can eat your Taco Bell while you're in your big rig driving down the road. Transportation Compliance Service. Check them out, transcompservice.com. all the DOT overweight permits, everything you need in terms of getting out there on the open road in a big rig. They can help you out and sign you up with all the permits and things. Check them out, transcompservice.com. Lean Feast, they'll be heading there today to pick up some meals for the rest of the week. Leanfeastmeridian.com. And again, the website, I need to update that. At the bottom is wrong. It's leanfeastmeridian.com. It's all fresh. It's all customizable. There's no frozen meals. It's not mailed to you and it's a week old. No, this is fresh food and it's delicious. And it's healthy. All different kinds of diets. I get the cauliflower rice and do the keto options, but you're talking steak, shrimp, veggies, 2 minutes in the microwave. I highly recommend it for folks at work and want to eat a little healthier and pop something in the microwave. It's filling. It's not your typical kind of TV dinner, whatever. That's not very big. You can pick as much as you want. You just pay by the ounce. So it is, I highly recommend leanfeastmeridian.com. Dave and his staff, they're feeding the football team. They're feeding the basketball team. Again, they can feed you as well at leanfeastmeridian.com. And don't forget our golf tournament. We are sold out for the morning. If you wanted to play in the morning, you are SOL. We are sold out May 31st, Timberstone Golf Course. We do have some afternoon sessions available. They're going to fill up as well. So don't wait. May 31st, again, Spencer Danielson, some football coaches, some basketball coaches, some players. You're going to have Jonah Dalmas and Maddox Madsen. All the football players are going to be out there in the afternoon playing, so you can hang out with some of your favorite players and maybe have one of them in your foursome. So Timberstone Golf Course, highly recommend it. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, May 31st. We're doing the pre-party on May 30th. You get a Q&A with Coach Danielson, some food, some drinks. It's going to be a lot of fun. Email me, rains@bronconationnews.com or bronconationnews.com/golf. Again, thanks to rowpaint.com, Idaho Central Credit Union, our title sponsors on this event. We got a lot of other sponsors involved. We'll be telling you more about them, but we're very appreciative of Capital Paving, Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Circa, Lithia Ford, Ridley's Family Markets, United Commercial Insurance, Boise Dentistry, Taco Bell, Coca-Cola, Pastry Perfection, Greg McVeigh. You go down the line. We have a lot of companies involved in this, and we're very appreciative of all of them. And again, it's to help raise money for the Idaho Youth Sports Commission. So sign up today. Don't wait. And we'll take you as a single. If you got one buddy or two, but you don't have enough for a foursome, we'll find you a spot. May 31st, Timberstone Golf Course. And again, it is bronconationnews.com/golf or email me at rains@bronconationnews.com. They're wanting me in the 3-point contest for the BNN cameo appearance. So we'll have to see. Robbie Robinson just bought his tickets. You know what? Maybe we can figure something out on that. We'll see. I highly doubt they want me in the 3-point contest, but maybe we get a media bracket as well with Johnny and Prater and Jay Tust and myself, and we get a little media bracket out there to have some fun and help raise money. That could be kind of fun. Who knows? So looking forward to it. They want an Andy Rowe versus Johnny Ballgame free throw contest. First 1-to-1 mate wins. Yeah, we can figure something out. This is going to be a lot of fun. So super excited about this. And I know you guys are all curious on the players. There's some new blood. There's some old blood. It's going to be a fun roster. But again, we're gonna announce one player a week. So every Thursday to help keep this thing going all summer, you're going to get an interview with one of your legends that's going to be on this team. So you can help fill content on BNN on Thursdays when we don't have a co-host, and also help spread the word for the TBT tournament. So super excited about this. We mentioned Javan Buchanan, NAIA All-American, 20 points a game, 6 rebounds a game. He is locked in, committed to Boise State, and I'm told there could be more good news coming today. So, and I know Doug Gottlieb called it big news with the big all capitalized. So they've got their guard. They might move to the paint here in terms of a center. Well, just stay tuned today. I think it should be happening today, maybe tomorrow, but I believe this week you'll get the news, and I would hope it's today on another addition to the team. And then once this addition's made, my understanding is the 2 scholarships that are left will go to maybe more developmental type players, or they might even save one for like a mid-year guy or somebody that pops open at the last second. But they're not expected to have too many more guys that are going to impact this team for next year, other than the guy that they hopefully are going to announce today, which again is a big one. So I'm excited for how the roster is shaping together. It should be fun. Excited to hear what happens today with the news. We're going to try to get Javan Buchanan on the show here in the near future as well. So BroncoNationNews.com, you can read a story about him and what he did at the NAIA level, and we'll have a story. We already have a story ready to go for the next news breaks. We'll get that posted online as well. But I like to let these kids kind of make the announcement themselves. I think they deserve that. So we'll see when that happens, when the graphics made and when things are, T's are crossed and I's are dotted, and he'll get his announcement out there today, and then we'll tell you about it probably tomorrow with Jay Tust and I. So appreciate you guys for checking us out today. Hope you can subscribe. Again, $50 for the full year, $6.99 a month. And we'd love to have you join BNN. We got some cool things planned ourselves here moving forward. And we're excited to be part of the TBT tournament and helping out on the marketing side of that with them as their official marketing partner. So again, the first entry, Justinian Jessup. More to come every Thursday. Once a Bronco, 10 players, all former alumni of Boise State, playing for $1 million on national television in the basketball tournament. And again, they will be in Boise for a week. 3-point contest, dunk contest, full game, current players, former players, legends, all together under one roof. It's going to be a night to remember if you're a Boise State basketball fan. July 17th, 6 p.m. at Bora High School. There's the link to buy your tickets. There'll be another link to a GoFundMe on the various social media platforms as well. And again, going to be a lot of fun all summer to help unveil the roster for this every Thursday on Bronco Nation News. So appreciate you guys. Check BroncoNationNews.com as soon as the next announcement is made for a full story on the new commit. We'll have you covered and kind of tell you what the roster looks like. And then again, Jay Tust will have his Friday appearance tomorrow. We'll talk about this basketball roster and what it looks like moving forward. And may even get Jay's thoughts on the TBT tournament as well. So appreciate you guys. Go subscribe if you can. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, we ask you to please jump over to YouTube. Please subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to get over 5,000 YouTube subscribers, and we're getting closer. So if you can tell your friends, if you have multiple YouTube accounts, just subscribe on YouTube. Help us out and share our videos and get us over 5,000 YouTube subscribers as quick as we can. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Great Thursday show. Thanks to all the comments and all the questions and things in the ICCU YouTube chat. We always appreciate that. It makes the show more fun and easy when there's some comments and chatter. And it seems like you guys are fired up for the game in July. BNN's fired up to be a part of it. And again, more news, more good news coming for Boise State basketball as early as today. We'll have you covered as always at BroncoNationNews.com. Jay Tust and I back at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll talk to you soon. Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com.